Hello there, welcome to Movies Are Real for the month of June 2018. I'm your host, George Cruz, here with my good friend Ryan Lance.
Friend.
And good friend Carrie Lyles.
Yay.
Fine! Mutual acquaintances who are contractually obliged to record this podcast every month. There.
It's crazy how I'm contractually obliged to be in this show, and yet I pay you for the podcast.
It is weird. I mean, you should have gotten a better lawyer to read the contract.
I should have at least read the contract. Yeah.
We are a monthly movies podcast where we come gather every month and talk about the movies of the month prior, what we're looking forward to the next month. This is, of course, the episode for June in what has been a pretty not great year.
What do you mean?
And we do this bit every time, but I think things are looking up. Things are looking up, I think.
Yeah, the year's halfway over.
That is very true. That is very true.
I made a list recently of 2019 films that I'm looking forward to, and it compared to my 2018 list, it's twice as big. It looks sexy. It looks very sexy.
That's exciting to hear.
Follow me on Letterboxd. I reviewed all the Twilight films recently, and they're a great read.
That is true. Just to take some time on the podcast or a side pod to talk about that.
You should. I would love that
Talk
so
about the
much.
best headlining songs. So there's Paramore for the first one. There's Death Cab for Cutie for the second one. There was Muse for the third one.
I think there was music everywhere.
Yeah, I think there's Muse in actually every single one.
The last one had a Green Day song that was made specifically for
It was
the
over
movie.
over the credits.
Are you so Green Day's the last movie.
Yep. It has the whole like emo genre is like encapsulated perfectly in these movies. I don't know why they chose that genre.
I just can't imagine.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyways, this month we have a movie that we're all very much looking forward to. And before we were very much in the dark depths of fucking movies suck ass, actually. It was the one thing we were looking forward to, and that was Hereditary. We live now in a post-Hereditary world. And I don't know, I guess let's, if you aren't familiar with this movie, this is the A24 distributed film, first time directorial debut. I can't think of the gentleman's name off the top of my head. Ari Aster. It is about sort of this family that has a curse, quote unquote. Not really. I don't know. Carrie, how would you describe this movie?
I don't know if we're trying to do no spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do. Like,
it's a family drama turns horror movie.
Yes, bam.
Dealing with loss, grief, and psychosis.
Thank you, Carrie. Question: Was the big thing of the event in the first quarter of that movie in the trailers? Did they tell you?
No.
Okay, good. Because I was like, if I knew that ahead of time, yeah.
Good joke.
Oh goodness. All right. Well, that was a good episode. So Hereditary. It came out. Ryan, what'd you think of this film?
This film is phenomenal. Like, kind of just what I want from like a good horror movie. Just slow, methodical, not jump scary. Just more of like there are a little bit of jump scares. But that's not the primary focus. It's more of like just weird background stuff that doesn't make any sense until like you look back on it later. And it's just a fucking escalator where towards the end you're like, what is the hell is going on? And it's just incredible. And I can't believe there's a better Wolf brother. And he's the one that's in this movie.
Oh yeah.
As someone who has seen Death Note 2017, it's crazy that whole family is not just the worst. But Alex Wolff, he's got
Alex
it going
Wolff
on.
out here. He's loved the work he's putting out there. Is Alex Wolff on Twitter?
Probably. His generation, as in people our age.
I was thinking of him like the Sprouse twins dynamic. How there's clearly one that's cool, or at least one more in with the kids. I was thinking maybe Alex Wolff.
Which one of the Sprouse brothers would you consider is more with the kids?
The one that's in Riverdale.
Oh, definitely.
Everyone's favorite television show.
Cole, yeah.
Everyone's favorite television show that I can't decide people actually like or hate. I don't understand from reading what I see.
I knew someone who was watching that show, and they're like, "That's so good." And my response was, "I'm not interested in watching Archie Comics, the TV show." And he was like, "What?"
Archie Comics, the cartoon, was good. I liked it a whole lot.
He didn't know it was Archie Comics, though.
No one does. I know.
But it's Riverdale. That's the name.
To be
of the
fair, I
thing.
only know Archie comics because of the Dick TV show.
What?
Deke. Never mind. This is
George, we already just started over the podcast. Clearly.
Oh goodness. Hereditary. Okay. So obviously we were all looking forward to it. I think it's a great movie. I don't think it reached. I said the we all jokingly set up ridiculous expectations. Like, this movie needs to save the world, and I think for me at one point I think I internalized that and made it real. Like, I actually this movie has to be fantastic, and I think for me it's very good. I love how you said it doesn't necessarily feel like a horror movie. It feels like a drama that then turns into a horror movie. And it's a very long movie, but it's well paced and it's a fucking ride. But for me, I wish it was a little bit more horror-y, if that makes any more sense, because it is a lot of the conflicts of family when something bad happens, but the tragedy that happens is like when it happens, I was like, how do you recover and rebuild from this? From what happens, that part for me was just so horrific, and I can't even wrap my fucking head around that at all. It's kind of like when something terrible happens to a person, and you obviously say I'm sorry, but I always try to actually mean that. I'm saying I'm trying to think about it and what that person had to go through. And for this, I was I can't even understand. I don't even know. I thought the ending was very, very good. I don't think it's. I know for a lot of people, it really fucked them up, and for me, I thought it was very scary. But I don't know. I enjoy any. It ends in a very. Actually, I don't want to spoil that. But yeah, I think it's a great movie. Definitely one of the best I've seen this year. But I don't love it. Carrie, what are your thoughts?
I have to be transparent here. I saw this movie in theaters 4 times. I am obsessed. I love it. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else to say. I remember texting my friend after we saw it, and I was like, I haven't had a horror movie have the intended purpose on me for a long time. Watching a movie and being scared of it. I don't want to play into that whole, this is the scariest movie since The Exorcist, because that seems a little
I think you've earned to say that, though. Because, again, I think, when... I don't think any of us would call ourselves critics, but, when you want to be a critic, I always think, you just want to use a pinch of that, spice, get a compliment. So, when something comes that really just, is here you go, and when it say that, it has weight. I think you... Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't want to be too hyperbolic.
No, sure, totally.
I don't know if I've ever had that visceral of a response to specifically the accident. It put a pit in my stomach, and it was there the rest of the movie. So I think that setup with that scene made me more susceptible to everything else that the movie was gonna throw at me. So I was like, "Fucking shit! What are we gonna do now?" But
it really is man. I don't want to build that moment up and how fucked up. It's just I don't know. I don't know what to do with this information.
And I've never genuinely had a movie where I go home and I'm like, wow, I'm still scared of that movie. And I'm like, I have to turn the lights on to check my ceiling. I've never had that before. And now I'm doing that and I'm having those thoughts. It's like, fuck, man, what the hell? So I've never, besides when I was really young, I suppose, but recently, right. I've never felt actually scared by a horror movie, and this did that, and it's really interesting to me. And I kept going back 4 times, and every single time, it wouldn't be as extreme, obviously, because I knew it was going to happen, but it would be this ball of anxiety watching it. It's this feels powerful. This movie's doing something.
I saw it twice, and I think Ryan, you said you start when you watch it again, you notice everything, and again, I was like, oh yeah, this was set up.
Oh my god,
from the get go,
everything is laid out perfectly
from the start, and it's all oh man.
I've only seen it the one time, and I noticed one background detail, probably the very first one.
Right, you did, yeah. And I noticed that once you brought it up,
and then I was like, huh, I wonder if then I was like, oh man, oh boy,
yeah,
baby boy, he's back.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think Alex Wolff does a good job of playing this sort of being a teen, and just being like, he's playing a very specific and like role that we see time and time again for like a character that is that age, and like the oldest like sibling in a family. Like, oh, you understand, Mom? Fuck you.
I just want to smoke a bowl with my friends,
exactly.
man.
I think he does a good job. Obviously, Toni Collette fucking
Nails it.
fucking yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Carrie, do you have anything specific to say about Toni Collette? Like, I liked it a lot, but I don't think I liked it as much as everyone else, and I recognize it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think her performance is like, if you, I don't want to say if you had anyone else it wouldn't be as good, but I think what she is able to accomplish makes it a movie that most people are going to be able to take seriously when they watch it. Like, she conveys true horror, true desperation, true just everything that she's going through. You believe it, and it's just like, oh God. And she's able to, and you like feel for her, because you start to question what's happening in the movie, and it's like she starts, as more things are revealed about her, she starts coming off as like, oh, maybe she's psychotic, or maybe this whole family's just fucked, and it's just, it's good.
There's a very specific moment in the movie, and I think it's a moment that could have completely fucking fucked it up. It's the dinner scene. I think what that moment is so well, and I don't want to spoil it, but this character is obviously going through, she's in pain, like emotionally and mentally. And I think throughout the movie with this sort of character, what happens to her as a mother, I had my I was okay, obviously she's in pain, but it's easy for like movies to sort of, I don't know how to say this, like, there's a difference between like what an actual person, when they're going through a grief, and like a movie character, and especially a movie character in a horror movie, because since the genre is built on these tropes, I didn't expect the movie to go above and beyond with how they express this character's grief, and I think when she does it, it's so well thought out. It's obviously human. I think making the human being angry is easy, but the way she expresses herself is very specific and tells me that this person has thought about it time and time and time again, and it is delivered so well. I think that scene, like, specifically for me, was like, okay, no, I am 100% sold on this character. But yeah, great soundtrack. Camera work, fantastic. I think it's interesting. Like, the movie has a very memorable opening shot, and that shot sticks out to me because I don't think the rest of the movie is like that at all.
There's only like really small like kind of things that are symbolic, and most of that's like in the advertising.
Yes.
Feel, yeah. That kind of like dollhouse look.
But yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Hereditary. Do you folks have anything else?
I'm forgetting a lot of stuff just because I only saw it the one time, and you have twice as many times and 4 times as many times as me. For me, what like left the impression is like the ending, just because it's such a good, just like building up, because it begins with quite a bit of like horror related stuff, and then that kind of all like drops for like a long time. It's just like drama and dread, and then the accident, and it's like, oh, and then like there's no horror. It's just like people dealing with that, the aftermath of that, and then just it feels like out of nowhere just spikes up, and that's the stuff that that resonated with me. And obviously I can't talk about that without spoiling it, 'cause it's such a great reveal for what's really going on. But yeah, even like some of like, I don't know, a lot of that last like 20 minutes is just like fantastic to me. And I definitely need to rewatch this movie again sometime.
So, actually, I had one more thought. Carrie, actually, do you have any thoughts before?
I have several.
I know you love it, so I'm assuming you don't want us to like be like gushing about it.
Well, I mean, I've thought about this movie a lot, and I've been bouncing around theories with our friend Greg a lot, and he's tired of hearing about it. But it's a movie that has a lot of different interpretations, and you can look at things and decide for yourself how you want to see each character's motives and what's happening, and it's just such a cool movie. I just can't express how much I enjoy it and how cool I think it is, and how much this film did save 2018 for me. So, like, if the rest of the movies of 2018 blow ass, at least I still have Hereditary.
I feel that way about a movie that we'll talk about in the middle.
Right, good.
But, okay, so I was going to say, do you feel like the marketing campaign for this was intense? And I feel like A24 doesn't, like, purposefully, like, they sort of, like, stumble in it. Like, they believe in the movies they are going to be releasing, obviously. And then they show them the critics, and it turns out their trust was well placed, because, like, yes, this is a fantastic movie. And so now that they have the critical reception to, like, empower a bold marketing campaign, they fucking go for it. And I think we saw this with It Comes at Night. I think this movie is better than It Comes at Night. I like that movie more, but I can objectively say this is a better movie. But have you guys seen if there's a sort of backlash? Because this is it is mostly a drama, then turns horror movie. And I think this is even a more drama than even like It Comes at Night was than a horror movie. Have you guys seen like a backlash similar to It Comes at Night with this film, or do you see?
I don't think it's the same.
It's not as much.
It's a lot.
I've heard a little bit.
It's a lot of but nothing happened.
Yes, exactly.
It wasn't even
Like
scary.
It Comes at Night. Yes.
Crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So when I hear someone, I don't want to sound like a pretentious asshole, but when I hear
Carrie,
someone
come
say,
on,
when I hear
podcast.
someone say that, it's like, well, you didn't obviously get it then.
Yeah.
So it's like obviously you don't understand this film on my level. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's just weird for me, having had this experience with this movie, to hear someone say it wasn't scary at all. It's like, how though?
It's like when you.
What about the part where? Never mind.
It's like when you actually. It's funny because like when you find like stories and like media like they actually resonate. But it's not hyperbolic when you say I don't understand. You say like I literally don't understand. What did you see? But yeah, I
haven't seen as much. I feel like with It Comes at Night, like word on that movie got out more than Hereditary, because I had to explain Hereditary to a lot of people.
Also, it's a fucking good ass trailer. It was a fucking
a good
fantastic trailer.
Yes. And I feel like
It Comes at Night. Like in terms of like I want to go watch a horror movie. That trailer was fucking fantastic.
And I still don't understand how someone can watch It Comes at Night and be not satisfied with it.
Yeah, maybe you didn't get a horror movie, but you got a fucking phenomenal
I rewatched
movie.
It Comes at Night again recently, and it still holds up. I love that movie. It's very good.
But yeah, I think Hereditary is very good. I wish I liked it a lot more. I think it's fantastic, but I don't have like a passion for it.
Well, you better get a passion, because we have 6 months of movies until our best of 2018
Yay!
list. And between this and Annihilation, it's going to be just those 2 movies, I feel.
I will say, like, with stuff like Hereditary, Annihilation, and Thoroughbreds, which is the movie that I feel very passionate. Like, I'm starting to see now, like, I can see the list, and I'm like, okay, now it's starting to look way better. There's enough, like, interesting, like, unique stuff here that, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, hard fucking pivot. Holy shit.
Another film about family.
I love family.
Family? Brad Bird made Tomorrowland? That was a movie about family? Oh, he also made The Incredibles. Shit. Fuck. Incredibles 2. Am I the only one who saw this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The thing is, when this movie was coming out, I heard a lot of people our age, the 20-somethings.
Yeah, I know.
And
Again, I don't want to sound pretentious.
I don't want to sound pretentious, but everyone's like, this is my movie. Like, someone said that to me directly to my face. This is my movie. I don't care about those kids in the theater. I'm going to be
Bob
pushing
Iger's
them
out here
aside.
fucking jerking off.
This is my movie. And the thing is, I don't care anymore. The first Incredibles came out in like 2000.
14 years ago.
14 years ago. So I was like 9. Man, what a bitch I was. But I just don't care anymore about Incredibles.
I didn't even love it that much as a kid.
Me neither. I still don't like it. I rewatched
think it's
it
fine.
a year or 2 ago, and
I think
that's fine, but it wasn't like... Because people always think of Incredibles as like top-tier Pixar.
I think
I don't agree
visually
with
has
that.
aged the worst. I think.
Well,
it
that
looks,
was their first like human.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it looks
I
bad,
feel like
but-
that's probably why.
like everything looks like there's only like 3 characters in a scene at once. There's nothing in the
Yeah.
background. There's no shadows. It's just like it looks like a PS2 game sometimes.
Yeah, well, Some would say the best PS2 game came out around that time. The real sequel to The Incredibles.
The Incredibles: Rise of the Underminer?
Yeah,
The video game?
yeah, you get it. The real sequel.
I played a lot of the first game. It was not good.
I rented it. It was all right.
Okay, so I guess
I didn't care to see.
I'm walking in with a lot of the mindset you have.
Okay.
Ryan. And in general, I roll my eyes at these sort of very easily nostalgia that is easy to manipulate and market to. And like, hey, I don't want to be a snob. I like enjoying things from my youth as well, but I also can tell when I'm being manipulated into being sort of feverish and sort of like, especially on social media, because I think that's what they hold. I can't fucking wait. Incredibles 2. Hashtag Incredibles 2. Hashtag Guy 2. Hashtag Miss Incredible has a huge ass. But
what?
Hey, dude, people are fucking horny for Miss Incredible on Twitter.com.
She's thick, Ryan.
She's thick, Ryan.
Look, yes, but shut up.
Anyways, yes, I was also walking in with like, and also Pixar. Like, when I think of this, I think about Monsters University and what a useless piece of movie that was. Like, it didn't rekindle any emotion or any like warm feelings I have for Monsters Inc., which is top tier Pixar for me personally.
Same here. I agree with that. I had the same opinion when I saw Monsters University. I was like,
that was a thing.
Nothing. That's exactly how I feel about Finding Dory too.
Yeah. Yes.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Does nothing for me.
Yes. It's just like this is like easy.
That's a good movie, but I feel the darkness in my soul has not been rekindled.
And this felt going into this, I was like, I don't care. And also, this kind of feels like Brad Bird coming back with his tail between his legs after the failure of Tomorrowland, after he did Incredibles, did Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, became the hottest ticket on the fucking planet, did Tomorrowland, slumped down, came back to Bob Iger. I'll do Incredibles 2, I guess. I don't fucking know, man. That being said, I have seen Incredibles 2, and I think it's a better movie than Incredibles. I think it's very good. Yeah, so the weirdest thing about this movie is that it immediately picks up from the Incredibles one.
I've heard that.
And it's incredibly jarring because a big plot point is that most of the family doesn't know Jack has powers. Like, I've been living with this knowledge for 14 fucking years, so it's very bizarre. But it kind of works because in a lot of ways it's just doing the same movie again. Mm-hmm. But I would say better, and I think Mrs. Incredible, not Mrs. Incredible, I guess Elastigirl. Man, I can't believe
because
I'm
from my
fucking,
understanding, this movie is more about Elastigirl.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Incredible.
Like there is like the marketing says like, oh, Mr. Incredible's yes, Mr. Dad or Mr. Mom. How is he gonna possibly? But honestly, that stuff is like very understated. And they don't dance around the fact that he's jealous. He like just like right off the bat, like, yes, I'm 100% jealous. Like 5,000% tells it to her face. And so I like that wasn't a thing we had to dance around with. But I think it's obviously it looks a lot better than the first one. I think it's more of an action movie than it is a family movie. And I think that's why Brad Bird went to go do Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, because he's very good at like making an action feeling movie. It feels, and I really like that. I enjoy Elastigirl a whole lot, but I can't say anything like it's fantastic. I think it's very good. I think the short in front of it is actually the highlight of the movie, honestly. That's usually how this works with Pixar. And maybe that's just because I'm getting to the age where, like, I just appreciate mother and son or mother-daughter, like, sort of stories. I'm a sucker for that now. I think this one's very good. But yeah, I just think it's very good. I'm a very cynical person. I went in with very low expectations, and I had a fucking blast with it. I would probably watch it again. I don't know, but I can't say, like, I can't even say what the last fantastic Pixar thing I saw was. I wanted Toy Story 3, but at that point, I think I was maybe very much blinded by nostalgia and, like, what was happening in that movie. So, I don't know, what was the last great Pixar thing?
I would say
Wall-E.
Inside Out.
I never remember which.
Oh yeah, Inside Out was good, but
I never remember what's Pixar and what's not Pixar.
I think I know that's mostly because that's the person who likes video games. I mean, I'm very picky about like looking who developed what.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of the same. I thought Inside Out was fine. I like Amy Poehler. But yeah, that's Incredibles
What
too.
about Bing Bong though?
Bing
Oh
bong.
my fucking god. Bing Bong fucking sucks.
How dare
ass.
you?
The Alamo thing had like top 10 saddest things in a Pixar movie. Number 2, Bing Bong fucking dies. Bing Bong can eat a fucking dick.
How
I
dare
was very sad.
Fuck
so
Bing
sad.
Bong.
What was sadder than Bing
Yeah,
Bong?
what was number 1?
Nemo gets cancer? That's the only thing that could make me more
Actually,
sad than
I don't
Bing
think they were
Bong.
stack ranked. I don't think they were stack ranked.
Oh, Alamo, come
Cowards!
on, step up your game.
You fucking cowards.
Alamo, if you're listening, I am available. I have a degree in journalism and media communications.
I
Please
think
email
I
me.
can be a great, just your portfolio of creative, really. Anyways.
Please, you don't understand how desperate I am. I mean, excited I am about this opportunity I have for you. I fucking got him, you guys.
But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it a whole lot. I think if I didn't see, if there wasn't Hereditary or fucking Thoroughbreds, I think this would be high on my list. It's probably still very high. I had a fun time. Like I had a better time with this kids. That's diminutive.
Family.
Not even that. It's just I think it's just a good comic book movie. It plays it very safe. It's pretty much the first movie all over again, but it's done better. It has Bob Odenkirk. I like Bob Odenkirk a whole lot. Yeah, it's very good. I think for some people, that's enough to throw it into holy fucking shit. It very much felt like A New Hope to me, or not New Hope.
Empire.
No.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Like they're just doing it again.
Phantom Menace.
No, it's Force Awakens. Like they're just doing it again. But honestly, I thought it was
Holiday
right.
special.
Yes, that's the one.
Hell yeah. They do it again.
Do you guys have any questions for me about Incredibles 2?
No.
I saw it because Tanjo really wanted to watch it. So
Well.
otherwise, I wouldn't have watched it. Yeah. Elastigirl.
Do you want to get into your next movie, George, or do you want to
Fucking
get my quick
man.
thoughts on something
Yes,
else?
you go into something else real quick.
Okay,
Before
I'll
we
give
get-
you a little break. So, as we know, Netflix puts out such great movies.
Oh, yes.
Nothing but
nothing but quality.
Babysitter, everyone's favorite film.
My least favorite film of all
Cloverfield
time.
Paradox.
Loving
You
it.
see, the problem is with Netflix, with my problem with Brain on Fire, is they occasionally get an actor or actress that I love, and I love me some Chloe Grace Moretz. She's had a low point lately. She's had a lot of bad stuff recently. But
If I Stay, classic.
If I Stay, classic. That movie about the kids apocalypse thing.
Oh,
Fifth Wave.
Fifth Wave.
ah.
Ooh, yeah, that was a bad. That was a
Oh, that
bad.
movie was awesome.
That was awesome, but it was bad.
Damn, son.
But this movie, it had her, and it's like, well, okay, it's on Netflix. I clearly have nothing going on tonight, so let me watch it. And I'll tell you what, this is probably the first time I've ever done this on a show, but I could not finish this movie. I got about halfway through. It's basically.
Did you fall asleep or did you actively like?
I
fuck
actively
it?
had to stop.
Ah,
I
okay.
texted Kara, like, I can't do this. This movie's bad. I took a break. I took a shower. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it again. Got 5 more minutes through. It's like, nope, not doing anything. Basically, what I could get so far is she's 22 and she's working at she's 21 and she's working at the New York Post. And George, as you and me, journalism majors, that pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, I was like,
21 and already there, already living the dream.
Also, the New York Post. Whatever.
Look, man, for a
You could
21
do worse.
For a
Sure.
21-year-old, that's pretty damn good. And her best friend is Jenny.
If you would tell me she was working for like Gizmodo, I'd be like, holy shit! Oh man.
I do not think Chloe Grace Moretz, whatever.
Yeah, no.
Her
She's
best
too,
friend
no,
is
she's too
Jenny
basic.
Slate, which is very weird to me. And basically, it's all about she's this journalist. She's got her life couldn't get any better. She never stops mentioning
And her
that.
boss is Tyler Perry.
Her boss is the Tyler Perry, and her brain just stops working. But basically, it's based on this true story about this author who had this brain defect and basically lost a month's worth of her memories. And I didn't get to that part in the movie because it was very bad. But what made me stop is it's just the same perception of like what mental illness is and like what like someone's brain being in a weird place is. So like they stop hearing everything. It's just static. They like are so confused. Like, what's going on? My brain. Why am I on the floor? What's going on? It's just so incredibly frustrating and uninspired, and just nothing goes on, and it's just a nightmare.
Charlize Theron is a producer on this film.
That's
Whoa.
upsetting.
13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hey.
Yeah. So they get it. They get it. Yeah. Don't watch it. It's bad. There's a scene where her boyfriend is playing the guitar naked.
You get to see his
Oh,
butt.
You get to see
Jesus,
his
that
butt.
sounds awful.
There's that one part where she like calls him and he's just already playing acoustic guitar.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He like answers the
And
phone like, "What's
she's
up, babe?"
and she's like, I don't know what's going on. There's something wrong with me. And he's like, yeah. And he's playing his guitar. He's like, you're not even paying attention. You're just playing your guitar. He's like, no, babe, no. Are you pregnant? He's like, no, God, are you an idiot? It's so weird. She like sees things and it's like all like there's 2 dots on her arms.
Oh,
and
yeah.
no one else sees them.
Biographical drama. So you said that it's
Based on like a
okay.
memoir of something a writer actually made.
My Month of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, not worth it, I would say. Again, does not make not a good representation of mental illness. Just poor and bad. So now that I've said that, George, tell me about a movie that is both exciting and incredible and stars the world's greatest actor, Bryce Dallas Howard.
So I'm kind of glad. I feel like a lot of the anger I had for this movie has like disappeared from my body.
I am very upset at that statement.
That's what happens when you keep things in the oven too long for the pod, I guess. Jurassic World is many things.
Fallen Kingdom.
No, just regular Jurassic
Oh,
World
okay.
is many things.
Bad.
A good movie, not debatable, maybe. So yeah, Jurassic World is a fucking big ass movie. I don't understand how it was such a big deal. I mean, between us, there's a story like we tried to get tickets, and it was a fucking packed ass crazy house in there.
Oh yeah, that was the day we had to start pre-ordering tickets for everything because we don't know if it's gonna get fucking packed like fucking Jurassic World all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're waiting around in that theater for 4 fucking hours, and then the movie we watch is fucking Jurassic World.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to watch it in 3D. Ugh.
We all got.
Did we?
We all got fucking
Oh
roasted.
wow,
that
you're right,
night.
we did.
Yup.
Oh man,
That was an emotional evening.
what a time. So, Jurassic World, the first one, it's not great. I think it made Chris Pratt kind of unlikable for me as a very like straight man dude. Like he just plays a fucking very like arrogant dude.
Put the idea in your head that maybe Chris Pratt is a douche.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard is bad, but it's not her fault. She's just it's just a throwaway character. She's just throwaway female like character who is a doctor as an expert, but she doesn't know as much as Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt
He's out on the field.
He's
In there.
He's in there. I'm on the ground.
I was there.
Yeah. And like I don't have a problem with this whole like he can communicate with velociraptors. I thought that's fucking cool as shit. But in the end, even though the movie's bad, I think I'll enjoy it because it gets kind of the feelings of Jurassic Park, just kind of. And so I'll enjoy the concept of Jurassic Park and of a park where dinosaurs are, and that music plays, and you see a Brontosaurus. I was like, that's cool. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom has none of that, and it feels exactly like if you remade The Lost World without Jeff Goldblum. It is fucking bad, man. Okay, so. After the events of Jurassic World, the park goes to shit, obviously. This movie takes place 2 years after, and there's a giant political, it is tearing apart both sides, where one group wants to go in, because, the island was built on an island with a volcano. It is what it is. Turns out 2 years after, even if the dinosaurs didn't go ape shit, the volcano becomes active and is going to fucking erupt. So, life really does find a way, one way or another. So there's one side is like, we gotta go in and save the dinosaurs. They're fucking dinosaurs. They're alive. Which is, honestly, I'm sure there's some people out there who'd be like, fuck those dinosaurs. Who gives a shit? And there's obviously those bad guys in this movie. But for me, okay, I am sympathetic and I can, listen to the argument. If this is real, Well, I mean, we kind of made them in a test tube, and you know what? That's unfair. Okay, I'll listen to your argument that we should maybe get these dinosaurs to safety. The problem is there's a bunch of dinosaurs on an island with a volcano. Regardless, the issue is that there's a group that wants to save the dinosaurs, and the other group's like, hey, yo, fuck that. Bryce Dallas Howard is obviously in the group who wants to save the dinosaurs. They decide finally, no, fuck the dinosaurs. We can't do it. Oh, well, you know, it sucks. We feel bad for the dinosaurs. You know, they really thoughts and prayers for the dinosaurs. And then all of a sudden, John Hammond's partner calls him up to be like, hey, you should come to my fucking mansion. And she gets there, like, oh, hey. I was like, oh, yeah, I want to save the dinosaurs. I was like, yay! And then some fucking young guy comes in, like, in his 30s, does not look like a scumbag whatsoever. He's like, yeah, man, we really care about these dinosaurs, man. I just think about dinosaurs like, you know, I can't believe people disrespect the dinosaurs and how racist they are to dinosaurs. Like, it breaks my heart. As a dinosaur respecter.
Oh, dear.
We gotta save these dinosaurs. And she's like, yay! But there's this one dinosaur, like, we really need to get, and it's blue. Who knows why? Why would we want blue? You know, she's really smart, and we just can't let a smart dinosaur die. That'd be a shame. And he's like, but I don't know how we're gonna get blue. There's no one who, like, understands.
If only there was someone who understood these raptors and the way their mind works.
Yes, and so Bryce Dallas Howard's like, fucking okay. So she goes off to the middle of nowhere. Fucking Chris Pratt is building a fucking house in the middle of nowhere, and it's fucking like Home Depot looking ass.
George, you're probably like about 10 minutes into the film, but I already have a huge migraine just trying to wrap.
Is your brain on fire?
My brain is on
Fine,
fire.
I'll speed it up. Chris Pratt's all like, well, no, I broke up with you. You didn't break up with me. They have this whole thing.
Man.
And she's all like, fine, you don't care about the dinosaurs.
He's like,
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
Whoa, let's calm down here. Let's not say that we can't take back now.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
And so she's like, fuck you. Goes in the plane. Turns out he's in the plane.
He's on the plane.
Yes,
He's on the way to the plane.
He's on the plane. With us on this adventure.
Character actor Chris Pratt is on the plane.
I just imagine, I'm assuming this isn't how it happened, but I'm just assuming she landed next to his house in like a helicopter. Then she's like, fine, fuck you. And she got on the helicopter, and then immediately
He was
already
taking a nap on the plane. He's like, well, it took you long enough. Anyways, with us on this adventure is Bryce Dallas Howard's right-hand woman. She is an activist and also a doctor and an expert in dinosaurs. She's like she feels like a direct response to the criticism of the first movie. Like, this feels incredibly sexist and incredibly, like, she just runs around in high heels. She's like extremely like aggressive and out there. And it was just fine for a character, but she feels so much so like a direct response to those criticisms, because every chance she
a writer's room.
She
character.
seems like a parody of like, oh, these fucking SJW feminists, and like that's fine with being aggressive and like out there, but she just every single moment that they give her a chance, she's as loud as humanly possible, and she just doesn't feel like an actual character. Also, is her assistant, who is the tech guy. He's this black gentleman, and he's sort of the guy who's like, how would I describe him? He's a coward, and that's supposed to be lovable, but all of his like antics fall incredibly flat, and they always focus on them. So again,
So like he's making a house of cards and it just won't work out. He's like,
the more I'm explaining this movie, the more I'm like, the more I'm explaining this movie, the more I'm realizing there's nothing uniquely bad about Jurassic World. It's just a bad fucking movie that we get all the time. It's got lovable character actor Chris Pratt and lovable actress Bryce Dallas Howard, but she can't be the leading role. And we have this two big characters who's like, the Tyrannosaurus would have died at this point, right? And then Chris Pratt says like, the Tyrannosaurus is fierce killer, so he's dead, right? I was like, ha ha, classic. Anyways, they go in, turns out, oh, it's a trap. Ah, shit. And so they take the dinosaurs. It's very sad. There's a Brachiosaurus that can't get out of the island. They take all the dinosaurs. They beat them up, and it's all very, very sad. It's like the part in Shrek when they have all the fairy tale creatures and there's all like it's
all
like
in cages and
yeah,
stuff.
it's like that.
Man.
It's like that. There's a little like
Well,
baby.
now that you evoke Shrek.
There's a little baby Triceratops that can't find his mom. It's all very, very, very sad. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm
On
getting
paper, it's
emotional.
So they
I'm
are
getting
safe.
emotional just thinking
so they
about
are saving the dinosaurs, but for some nefarious reasons. So they take the dinosaurs in this giant fucking military boat. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard find themselves on the boat. They get to their destination. Turns out it's the fucking scummy ass motherfucker who's been pushing all the moves and like being like the business person for John Hammond's partner, who's like, you should save the dinosaurs. Use all the resources I had to save the dinosaurs. Like, yeah, I'm going to save those dinosaurs. Don't you fucking worry. I'm going to sell those dinosaurs to the richest people on the fucking planet. Because apparently, people who own, like, I don't even know, like, top 10, like, publicly traded companies could use dinosaurs? I don't know. Anyways, so they come to this house. The guy's gonna sell off all the dinosaurs. Oh, also, right, I forgot. Dr. Wu, remember Dr. Wu from the...
Vaguely?
Yeah, he's still here, and guess what? He's making another dinosaur.
Oh,
And he's
who let him back in the lab?
Yeah, they let him back in the lab. He's
Aw.
making like the, what was it? The Indoraptor. It's a velociraptor with blues like
Oh, is it indigo colored?
no, it's actually just like the white, like the...
Oh, I thought it was gonna
Like-
be
like
another color.
What if we made that first dinosaur small? That's what we're gonna do.
Oh, like from Jurassic.
From
oh,
Jurassic
okay.
World, yes.
Gotcha.
But it has the training and the knowledge from Blue, which is why they wanted it, so they could then, like, we can train it and make it into a weapon, and then sell it as a weapon, and he's all like...
What?
And the bad guy gives a speech like, the Babada used tigers as a weapon during the feudal wars and whatever.
Yeah, but we have guns now.
But they trained the dinosaur to, like, when he sees a laser pointed and you make a little noise, he attacks the thing.
Can the dinosaur hold
Yeah,
guns?
a dog could do that.
Can we equip the dinosaurs with guns?
And
Oh, whoa! Let's not ignore
Then
the
I'm
gun
interested.
idea.
Yeah, and so guess what? That goes bad, and fuck, man, I'm fast forwarding. Shit goes bad. They have the auction, whatever. Honestly, they don't make as much money as Epic does on one day of Fortnite sales, so it's not really that impressive. I'm like, I guess that's a lot of money, but you could make like a fucking ripoff of fucking. I
Where's
don't
my
know.
loot boxes for dinosaurs?
Yeah, exactly. So that goes bad, but ultimately, where this all goes, right? Is that the dinosaurs are now technically on, like, United States soil. They're in this building. So,
And we gotta get them across the border out of here.
right, but guess what?
This is a
in the
political
hubbub
thriller.
thing,
Okay.
they spring, like, a lot of the toxic gases, I guess, that Dr. Wu, I think that was his name, I'm pretty sure. I think I'm thinking of the actor. But regardless, there's gases and stuff in the lab, and so all that shit gets all over the fucking place, and the dinosaurs are trapped inside. So they have to make a decision: do we just let them die in here, and the dinosaurs are all saying, knocking on the door? Yes, exactly. Or do we free them? And so they have a moment or whatever, like, and Bryce Dallas Howard is about to do it. And then she doesn't do it. And I forgot to explain this, but there's the clone daughter of fucking.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Guys, I dropped the ball. There's a clone daughter.
There's a clone
Did
daughter.
the dinosaur man make a clone of his
Yeah,
daughter?
he made a clone of his
Oh.
daughter. That.
But he
Fucking
gave her
rascal.
raptor claws and a tail.
Yes, exactly. She's got camouflage.
I
Anyways,
wanted a daughter,
she's
but
a
I wanted to make her blue.
Anyway, she's a little girl. She lets the dinosaurs out. And so now the dinosaurs are out in the wild. And then we
Do
we
they
go
take Manhattan?
no, even better.
Oh,
we go
man.
to a court proceeding where Jeff Goldblum
Even
is
better, there's a court proceeding.
where Jeff
The
Goldblum
dinosaur is the judge.
where Jeff Goldblum is having a whole thing and saying how nature and people and dinosaurs, and he's all like, welcome to Jurassic World, and then that sets up the third movie. So there's
So we
dinosaurs.
don't even see what the dinosaurs get up to? They just leave?
No, that's the cliffhanger. The dinosaurs
Oh.
leave out, and then you see like Blue. It goes like Blue, like again, like they meet up with Chris Pratt again, but he's like, I gotta be wild. I gotta be free.
So what I'm imagining is like.
So for the third movie,
Is what I'm imagining is like it's like a typical like a kid's at school. He's bored as hell. He looks out the window and a fucking velociraptor just comes by and he's like, what? And then it like cuts to like Jurassic World 3. What?
He's like, teacher? And she's like, shut up, Billy, I've had enough of your shit today.
And
He's
pterodactyls, by the way, and pterodactyls. They were able to capture pterodactyls. They remained on the fucking island. Well, whatever, you know. That's next. That's only 100 miles away from Puerto Rico.
I don't know, there's a whole world out there.
Let's not get into specifics of why they stayed around.
Puerto Rico is literally just a boat. Whatever.
No. Don't be too critical now. We don't know what was going on.
Anyways, main point, like Lost World, was very much a boring movie that didn't understand what made Jurassic World special. This feels exactly like that, but worse. Like, it's just like, we're not in a park. We're just trapped for half this movie in this building, playing like we gotta sneak around, we gotta break out, and there's dinosaurs there, and they do the whole fucking thing, the kitchen scene, all over again from the first Jurassic Park, but it's in a little girl's bedroom, and fucking whatever. I don't know, man. It's just bad in a very, like, fuck, man, this is the best you got. Come fucking on. Really. I don't know what I was expecting, but when it was just in my face, like, this is insulting. Give me something, man. You got dinosaurs. You somehow make dinosaurs look less cool by association. Yeah, I lost a lot of the passion for why I hated this movie, and it's just like,
And
man.
it came back. We got
No,
the
not
clone
really.
daughter.
I'm just like,
You're just exhausted.
no, so I was playing the Jurassic World video game at the same time.
Boy.
And I was just like, I enjoy the concept of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool. And this movie doesn't even have like a little bit of like the cool, like nothing. The Triceratops baby was cool and he was sad. That was sad. And that was something. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah.
It's gonna be okay, George. It's
I
gonna be
guess.
okay. It's fine. All right.
I don't know how well this movie did.
It did
Also,
very well.
no, there's a Last Jedi petition to fucking not get what's his fucking face?
Colin Trevorrow.
Yes.
To direct the third one.
Yes,
right?
direct it. Yeah. That's like-
Is he officially supposed to direct the third one?
He's not. It's supposed to be the same director. And now, like, we need to get Colin Trevorrow back. He's a fucking visionary, you know. Everybody loves Safety Not Guaranteed. This is a good movie, honestly. But
It is, but
I don't
everything
think.
else not good.
I don't think my guy did anything like specific with Jurassic World that we need to bring him back.
No, and then he also did that Book of Henry thing that people hated.
I wanted to see that so bad. I heard that was like one of the most wild movies of all time.
Sorry, listeners, if my Jurassic World ramblings were incoherent at some points, but
No, they were great.
they were just boring because the movie's fucking boring. I can't. The clone.
no,
I'm sorry I
wait.
forgot about the clone daughter. It really came out of fucking nowhere. It was like a late reveal. And he's like, why didn't he ever tell you, show you pictures of your mom? I don't fucking, whatever, man. He somehow still has the little fucking, he has John Hammond's can with the mosquito with the amber in it.
Yeah.
And he has it. It falls down and it cracks when he dies, when he suffocates the John Hammond's partner because it's evil and it's
Oh
bad.
no, the thing.
Anyways.
You see, I was never big on Jurassic Park because I was never a dinosaurs kind of guy. Now that research has shown what dinosaurs would really look like, giant chickens, I'm all on board that. But I've never been to the classic kind of dinosaur thing. I was never a Jurassic Park kind of guy. I liked it as a kid,
Did
but
you watch The Land Before Time?
yeah.
What are you saying?
No,
I'm
did.
about to throw hands, Ryan.
No, I did really like those as a kid, but then, you know, there was a dozen other sequels.
What?
Yeah.
Anyways.
You want to go into a movie that you have vastly differing opinions on from your vitriolic hatred, maybe some
Yeah.
vitriolic love?
Yes, and I'll make it quick because we may be getting a little long and we have one more movie to talk about. So, earlier the year, we were talking about Thoroughbreds, which was a movie like, that looks interesting. And I remember me being sort of out of nowhere, just like becoming incredibly uninterested in it for whatever reason. And then you saw it, and I can't remember exactly if you talked about it on the podcast and what you had to say about
A
it.
little bit.
And again, I don't know why I just dismissed it out of hand or whatever, but I was like, you know what? It's summer. I should catch up and make sure that anything that I would want that maybe would come in discussions, I should just get it out of the way now. And so I saw Thoroughbreds, which was, if you are unfamiliar, these two girls and Anton Yelchin. Well, actually, I'm gonna do a terrible job describing it. Carrie, you're way better at this.
Oh.
Can you tell me? Can you tell the folks what Thoroughbreds is about?
The two main characters, I would say, they forge this kind of friendship that is born out of inorganic places, but then as they learn more about each other, they understand each other a little more. One of them is Anya Taylor-Joy, who's this like seemingly perfect boarding school type, and then the other one, don't remember the actress's name, but she's basically a sociopath and is unsure of what emotions are and how to feel them, and her and Anya Taylor-Joy kind of forged this friendship based around Anya Taylor-Joy's hatred for her stepdad.
And then after Anya Taylor-Joy, like really quickly in the beginning of the movie, like sort of drops the sort of facade that she's had her whole life. Like you realize that she maybe isn't too dissimilar from her. And then so she has a terrible stepdad that
uses a rowing machine at all hours.
Yes. And they decide, this is in the trailer as well, right? That they decide, like, we're going to kill him.
I think so.
That's 100. Because they hire Anton Yelchin in the trailer. Yeah. I'm not going to say, like, how that ends. But that's the whole conceit of the movie. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks cool. It seems a little bit more comedy. And it's a dark comedy.
It's a dark comedy, yeah.
But it looked a little too wacky for me. And having seen it now, I fucking love this movie so goddamn much. The camera work is fucking gorgeous and dynamic. The soundtrack is, oh my god, it is experimental and made. It is so married to the events of the movie and these long shots where it's just like, it's a little bit indulgent, but I'm 100% with it. Where it's just Anya Taylor-Joy walking very slowly down these steps and getting through a hallway, but the soundtrack and the way the camera's positioned and the coloring is just fucking gorgeous. And the performances, Anya Taylor-Joy is intense in this movie. She has so much presence, and I am in fucking love. It is so fucking good. I think the way it ends up is such a fucking huge punctuation on it. Like, I was like, man, the way the twists and turns this movie takes, like in terms of like character work and how it all ends up, just left me sort of like speechless. Like, I don't know. Like I guess I didn't like rehearse like what I was gonna say, and so I'm just sort of gushing. But for me, I haven't walked out of a movie so fucking like just taken by everything in it this much, I think, since It Follows. Like, I fucking love this movie to pieces. God damn, that soundtrack is good. And I really do I think Anya Taylor-Joy just fucking murders it. Her performance is so, I don't even know how to describe it, but like you can't ignore it. It comes across as fierce, and she makes it look natural to be that intense. It is, oh man. Did I mention the soundtrack is fantastic? The soundtrack is fucking fantastic. It is like this weird, it is so experimental, and it sounds almost alien at points. Like, this shouldn't make any sense. But with the weird, again, Anya Taylor-Joy is just walking down the hallway, but it is this it is fucking a wondrous experience. Like, with the music and the camera work and just Anya Taylor-Joy just being there. I never realized like how much screen presence she has. Maybe it's because Split wasn't that great of a movie.
Well, no, let's not say we can't take back here.
But yeah, I think maybe I'll have better thoughts on it during like the end of the year, because for me, like you said, Thoroughbreds, like the rest, not Thoroughbreds, Hereditary, like the rest of the year can be garbage. I don't give a shit. This is my one thing, and for me, yes, I don't give a fuck. I'm good. I'm satisfied with movies in the year of our Lord 2018 after Thoroughbreds. I fucking loved it so much. Yeah, I don't know. It's very good.
You gotta get on it, Ryan.
I've been meaning to. I went to Redbox
I think
today.
you would like
they
it
do
a
not
whole
have
lot.
it. I think I would too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it a whole lot.
But I would not like it on DVD, which is how you said you watched
Yeah, it's bad, dude. You should watch it on. Yeah, don't watch it on DVD. It's so gorgeous. Like even like where the house that it primarily takes place in the garden and the way they use that in the framing of shots when they're just having conversations, it just looks so striking and so beautiful. God damn. Just them sitting on a fucking couch. The
yeah.
way it is placed, the way it is shot, it's just like, oh, I want this I want this framed. It looks so
And then when the
fucking
rowing
good.
machine turns on and they
Yes.
both look up, I like that shot a lot.
Anna Taylor-Joy is fucking so good. Oh my god, she's so good. Whoever does her makeup is fantastic. Like it is like a fucking weapon, man. Oh, I love it. It like fucking punches. Oh, sorry, I'm gushing. I love this movie. It's great. Anyways, punches. Ant-Man. If he were to punch you, it'd be very small, but it'd have a lot of force. We're talking about Ant-Man, baby.
Also,
The Wasp.
yeah, sure.
And normally this is a July movie, but there's a lot in July, and we've already seen this movie.
We have. That's
so
true.
why not just talk about it now?
Yeah.
I thought. So Ant-Man, 2014. Nope.
2015. It came out right after Age of Ultron.
Classic movie.
Yeah, bad movie.
Ant-Man 1, you know, that was a movie because it had an interesting development cycle.
It did, yeah.
Because it was supposed to be Edgar Wright's baby, and then that didn't happen.
What made me so interested in this is to kind of see how much of Ant-Man, like the good stuff in that was Edgar Wright or Peyton Reed, the new director, to see like, okay, this is his take on this character and the ideas. So let's see. So it really feels like his vision as opposed to the original Ant-Man, which definitely at a lot of points did feel kind of like put together. Like there were some scenes that very much, to me, felt like, oh, this was tacked on clearly to add more like cinematic universe expanding ideas.
And there was still like a very specific Edgar Wright DNA. Like one of everyone's favorite, like I would say, like scenes from the first one was Michael Pena's like retelling of how it all went down.
Yeah,
which is the very Edgar Wright, I thought. Very much. And yeah, I think the movie that came out, it doesn't feel like. It feels like Peyton Reed's just kind of like going from like, okay, like what did we wind up with that movie? Okay, instead of like making this my whole thing, like my own thing, let's just go off from that, from what we worked on there and what worked best. Mm-hmm. Because it really just feels like a continuation from that movie. It doesn't feel like so distinct. Like Peyton Reed's gonna come in like, okay, I'm gonna go from the ground up, and this is gonna be my vision, or at least as much as my vision can be, because it's a Marvel movie. Yeah. At least that's how I felt. Like it just felt like a direct sequel to Ant-Man.
It did, but also for me, this movie didn't really do anything like comic book wise that like got me particularly like intrigued. Like for me, the most interesting stuff was the Giant Man stuff, but that was kind of, I still like the Giant Man stuff in Civil War better. So it was just like, because in that one, like he became Giant Man, and that was a cool part of the scene. And in this movie, he's bad at it now because the suit's all messed up. And I'm like, okay, so it's just gonna be a bit now that his suit's not working right. Okay,
yeah, and it's kind of annoying actually.
Yeah, I mean that led to like some gags that were all right, but like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. This movie really didn't do nothing for me.
Well, I guess we should also explain like what the context for the movie. So this is 2 years after the events of the first Ant-Man, right?
No, 2 years after Civil War.
Right,
because he got arrested.
Because he got arrested, and the Marvel movies are in our timeline.
Yeah.
So yes, and so he sort of hasn't been in communication with Hank Pym, and what's Evangeline Lilly's character's name?
Hope Van Dyne.
Yeah, I can't remember that easily.
Yeah.
But he gets a sort of what do you call it? Vision?
Like a vision.
Yeah.
A quantum vision.
A quantum realm.
Came to him in a dream.
Yeah. I swear to God, I really enjoy, what's his fucking face? Hank Pym. Actor.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. I really enjoy Michael Douglas just speaking. But anyways, so...
shouting?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're trying ever since the end of the first movie. Like, we think we can reach
The quantum realm.
the quantum
which is
realm.
where Janet Van Dyne, Hank Pym's wife, has been trapped.
Which no one bothered to tell me was Michelle Pfeiffer. I would have
Yeah, I didn't
much
know
more
either.
of a shit
I didn't know
about
either.
this.
So that's like, okay, we're trying to get there, and you had this vision that pretty much confirms that yes, she is alive. So we gotta do this. And meanwhile, our good friend, fucking, goddamn it, forgot his name. Our Ant-Man hero here, Paul Rudd. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot Paul Rudd. Is under
Scott Lang
has been sort of under super house arrest after Civil War.
Yeah.
And so like there's this sort of running through line that he has a date where he's gonna be free, and so
he's 3 days from retirement, basically.
yes. And I was worried that is this gonna be like the middle down of the movie where it turns out he missed it and oh no, everything's bad now. But that doesn't go that way. But yeah, I feel like, Carrie, what are your thoughts? It seems like this movie didn't do much for you.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Marvel movies where the overarching plot isn't like we have to do this or the entire universe is fucked. We have to
Yes,
get
that's
down.
true.
Yeah, this was I gotta get my mom.
Yeah, I gotta get my mom back, and also there's bad guys. But it's also like I didn't care for the bad guys. Like the whole Ghost stuff, she's much more of an antagonist than a bad guy. She wants their technology for her own reasons, and her reasons are understandable. She's just not developed as well as I feel like she could have been. And I feel like they could have done that time developing her if they didn't have to have the third villain. I don't
Walton
know.
Goggins.
Yeah.
My boy.
Is it really that much? He's kind of every time he showed up, I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot you were here.
He's just the dipshit who thinks he's doing something. He thinks
Yeah,
he's involved.
exactly. And there's
Southern accent,
so
scummy
many,
bad guy
There's
here.
so many people like going against them. So it's like the Ant-Man and the Wasp team, and then there's also Ghost
And Lawrence Fishburne.
and Lawrence Fishburne, and then the government trying to make sure Scott Lane's not getting in trouble.
I guess that is
true.
sort of a
And then
force in there.
also
All the cops.
the black market dealer guys, and it's just frustrating and not streamlined. Oh, and also Scott Lane's friends, they're doing their thing. You gotta
the
sign the thing.
security company, yeah.
It's like, okay,
Jesus Christ. You're
like
right.
there's a lot
There is a
going.
lot, actually.
There's a lot going on.
And really, it feels like there's nothing going on also.
Exactly, too. Because everything just feels so not together. It just feels so like these separate things. They occasionally like mix up, but then they go back on their trails, whatever. We got to get the fucking building on the thing. It's basically just a briefcase, whatever. We got to get it. We got to get it going. It's going down.
Really, when you think about it, like, because it's a very simple setup. Like, we
Yeah.
need this and this to do this.
And
but
they get
every
the
time
fir-
there's something,
And they
yeah.
get the first part immediately.
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, we just need to make sure our building is there. The building is gone. We need to find the building. How do you lose a building? Oh, yeah, because it's really small.
Small building.
It's really small.
And it's on wheels.
Oh,
God,
fuck.
so easy.
So yeah, like that's my main issues. There's too much going on for something that should be so simple. And I feel like this, because each Marvel movie tries to be like its own genre, and I feel like the idea here is like it's a comedy, especially because
It's a lighthearted comedy, yeah.
comedy, and like that's also what Peyton Reed does. But none of the jokes, like Infinity War is a much funner movie, and that movie is depressing.
I like Paul Rudd.
No, Paul Rudd is fantastic, but like I feel like the lines given to like him and other people weren't great. They just felt like a very generic early 2000s like comedy film.
It's not a truth serum,
It's
right?
not a truth serum.
Classic. Got him.
Like jokes that like are fine like on paper, but like when you're like, let's do the line again, but like let's make it longer. Let's make the joke as long as possible because we gotta make this movie as long as possible.
I'm
the
so
Marvel
sorry,
movie.
but every time Michael Pena opened his fucking mouth, I was like, kill me.
When's the
I
snap
like
happening?
Michael Pena.
I didn't like a single thing that man said in that movie.
I may be
not-
biased there.
He's
but-
not as funny as in the first one.
I don't remember the first one at all. Did that same scene happen in the first one where he explains everything
That was the
That
big
happened
thing,
twice.
yeah.
That happened twice in that movie.
Yeah, that was a
Good
big
Lord, and it
thing.
happened in this one too, and it was just as funny.
People loved that scene. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Peyton
sorry.
Reed's only here to is got to give the people what they need. You know what I'm saying?
That's just also my problem. Like this movie, it feels like we want to give the people what they need, But did we need an Ant? Like at the end of the day, do we need an Ant-Man and the Wasp movie?
Hey, listen. I think I think it was worth it just to see what they did with Evangeline Lilly against the Wasp.
That's true.
I think it could have been better.
But that's also something like that could have just been like those characters are so like
they could have just showed up.
They could have just showed up, and also they're so intertwined, like comic wise. I don't know why the initial idea wasn't just them working together with them both having the same.
Yeah,
suits.
that's true.
Because that's so like, that's the main issue people have with the first Ant-Man. Is like, well, why doesn't Hope wear the suit? Because she's clearly more trained. It's like, but you're my daughter, and I can't risk you.
Yeah, that's
being
true.
in the
That is true.
But like, look, she's fucking ripped. Why? She clearly has. She knows what's going down, man. I don't know. Like, this movie's fine. I feel nothing when I think of it. I don't know.
Anyways, I like this movie.
I'm still pissed that it pushed back Captain Marvel.
So
not needed.
I'll say
not needed.
I like this movie. I don't know what it is. I don't know, something about it just clicked with me, and I had a fun ride throughout. I think I like Michael Pena. I think Paul Rudd's great. I was like, why isn't Paul Rudd in more things, actually?
Paul Rudd is 49 years old.
Jesus Christ.
How does he do it?
What a fucking geezer.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, I wish there's more Michelle Pfeiffer in it, for sure. There wasn't a lot there. I think there is a lot going on. I think Walton Goggins is just kind of there. I know
He's there, and also, like... They could have. There's so many like side Marvel characters that have the exact same backstory as him. Like, why didn't they just use one of them?
we never found out who he's working for, and that's just like
why not fucking the? I saw who was the Iron Man 2 villain guy?
Mickey Rourke?
Not Ricky Rourke, the other guy who made.
Man, I can't think of anything about it.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
Not Jeff Bridges. He died.
Shit.
He was in Moon. I have the Moon.
Sam Rockwell?
Sam Rockwell was the villain in Iron Man 2.
Really?
Oh. Yeah.
Wow,
He was Justin Hammer. That's who he was. And then in that movie, Justin Hammer did some bad stuff.
Another man with a southern accent.
Exactly. And like, why
Jesus.
you could just use that character, and that would have made it not like just another generic guy who I have to care about or be afraid of. I don't know. Like, I just don't get who this character is and what he's supposed to do here.
Walton Goggins.
I thought Ant-Man was fun. I liked it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It worked for me. I don't know what it is that it worked for me. Like, I like this better than Guardians. I like this better than Spider-Man. I like this better than Avengers Infinity War. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was fun. And again, I can't really explain why. I don't know. I just liked it. I didn't like the cop. I thought he was very... The stuff that doesn't work is...
yeah.
Oh, his, like, handler kind of guy?
Yeah.
I liked him.
Really?
Yeah,
Like,
I liked him.
again, he's sort of like... He's just playing that character... Because he usually plays that sort of character.
Oh, yeah, he plays the same character.
He's just a character actor.
everything,
A lot of
yeah.
character actors in this movie.
Yeah. Character actor Ant-Man.
Character actor Ant-Man. When you need someone small to fill in your fucking whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I liked it. It took place in San Francisco, and somehow I didn't hate it. I enjoyed the movie version of San Francisco more than I enjoyed the real San Francisco. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know.
It's definitely fine. Like, it's not bad.
It's certainly fine. I enjoy it exists. That's all I'll say. Do we need another Ant-Man movie? I'd watch it.
No.
I don't want to make everyone else suffer, but...
I want to make everyone suffer for me, because I want more ants. Ants.
Ants are pretty cool. The joke with the ants dying wasn't funny, though. I always felt bad for the ants.
Yeah.
That wasn't great.
When did the ants die?
Remember he was in Fisherman's Wharf, and he was trying to get to Walton Goggins, but he couldn't turn big, so he was calling the ants to fly him over there.
The birds.
See, the birds kept
yeah,
eating
yeah.
them, yeah.
What'd you guys think of the post-credit scenes?
That was hilarious.
That was very good. It was very good.
It was very interesting, because Carrie gave that audible laugh, and then the person next to me, a stranger, was like, oh my god.
Got him!
Like, their heart broke, and meanwhile, Carrie's like,
That's a fucking hilarious. I am so sorry. That is fucking hilarious.
It's
Like,
very
guys,
It's very funny. It's very good.
I think that was, I saw that coming a mile away.
I did, and it was great.
I saw that coming a mile
I
fucking
thought it was
away.
gonna happen sometime during the movie.
Oh my god, that would be even fun. Like, oh my god, run away.
That would've been pretty good.
Beforehand, me and Ryan were like, I bet they're gonna like get her out of the realm, and then she's gonna immediately turn into I'm back, dust. It's like, and I also said to Ryan, I was like, how many more of the Marvel after credit scenes are just gonna be expanding the scope of who all turned into dust?
What's the next movie?
Captain Marvel.
She's gonna turn into
Is
dust.
that before?
That takes place in the 90s.
But is that before?
It comes out in March, and then the next Avengers comes out in May.
Okay.
And
So
I
I guess it's
guarantee,
chance.
I guarantee you, Captain Marvel's not gonna turn into dust. Because that would be fun if, like, at the end of Infinity War, he's like, he pages Captain Marvel, he's like, I'm on my way.
Do you think any of the ants in Ant-Man turned to dust?
Oh, definitely.
Probably half of them.
I saw this thing that was earlier today. That
yeah,
was
Paul.
the guy said
He's
that it
like,
infected
animals were
too."
also fucking. God damn.
But why? Aren't those the resources? What the fuck, Thanos?
I don't fucking know. Anyways, that's all the movies we had to talk about. July has got a lot of stuff. Obviously, that's why we talked about Ant-Man and the Wasp. There's a lot of stuff that we're probably going to watch here, such as the First Purge. I forget that's what this is called. I just refer to all of them as the Purge.
The First Purge.
The Purge, the next one.
But this is the first Purge.
The first
but not the
Purge.
first
It's been
Purge.
2
This is the
years
first Purge.
since the last Purge movie.
I think so. Yeah.
That sounds
So
right.
that was
Yeah, it was
election
2016.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a direct sequel to Anarchy.
Anarchy, yeah.
And this one's just a prequel to all of it.
This is how it all began.
Wow.
The Purge I think, when we look back on the history of the Purge, like, it's a fascinating series that it started off completely as a dumb Michael Bay movie, and then like someone in the writers' room like, well, actually, let's really marinate on this. How would this work? Well, why would they do that? Well, I don't know. You could get rid of a lot of poor people. Well, that's interesting. Like, a lot of poor people are usually minorities, and that's pretty scary and evil. It's the year 2016. Yeah, sure, that works out pretty well. Let's lean into it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty good about the Purge movie, so I feel pretty good walking into this.
It is cool how the first movie is just a complete, like, oh no, my rich white family.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like, well.
It's weird. I don't know if someone in that room like really like
Someone got woke like the next year. And like, guys, we can do it. We can save racism.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh,
but
well.
It's kind of working. It's interesting.
It's
It is definitely. They do get more interesting idea-wise.
looking in the forward, like, well, during this time in the United States, friends, it was a interesting time, and the Purge movie was really much a reflection of the culture at that point.
Are you thinking that like 20 years ago, like, what, back in the
Yeah, it's gonna be
20,
some dude in a shitty horror movie fucking shirt on his YouTube channel explaining to the masses about how much he knows about horror.
Impact of the Purge.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Ryan, I feel like you didn't like the Purge movies, or maybe I'm completely imagining this.
I don't like them, but like I'll see them. It's like one of those because like they get more interesting, and the ideas behind them are like there, but they don't ever like reach the levels that they think they're reaching. Like I feel like
at least the marketing does.
I feel like they think like this is a political thriller, but really this is just a guy getting guillotined in the street.
Yeah, it really is. Because like there's
and
like
especially because like the marketing is just red hats with the First Purge on it, and
Got
like,
him.
You got it. Oh yeah, you got him. I guarantee you he knows what these movies are.
Yeah, got him.
Got him.
But yeah, there's also Sorry to Bother You, which is put out by Annapurna. So yes, this is about I'm pretty sure there's a black man who works at a telemarketing agency, and he's not doing well, and then he adopts a white voice.
Yeah.
And that's as much as I know about the movie.
It looks really interesting. Yeah, and I also like that his white voice is voiced by fucking Alex Cross, I think. And it's like that's the most white guy.
That is the most
Like,
white guy, yeah.
So it's like so they have completely different actors doing just the voice work when they do their white voice, but I've heard that it does really interesting things, and it like devolves into weirdness, and I don't know, it looks really interesting.
The marketing material makes it look like an early Spike Lee film, but that's just like that might just be because like we're obviously like it's an African American story, so like Spike Lee, that's yeah.
It looks like it's trying something.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to watch
Yeah,
it.
me too. Speaking about trying something, Skyscraper, baby! Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You ever heard of the movie Die Hard?
Nope.
Well, neither has The Rock, because Skyscraper is a bold vision of a man who has his family kidnapped, and he has to climb a skyscraper. Well, not climb a skyscraper, you know what I'm saying. He's got to go all the way up there.
He's got to go to an adjacent skyscraper and jump off of it.
It's like
Real big jump.
It's like, isn't it like they're like living in this self-contained skyscraper and he's the security guard?
It's like the
there?
Titanic of skyscrapers. Like, this is the best skyscraper. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
It looks like that movie High Rise, but if it wasn't an art movie, if it was instead just an action movie.
Oh wait, does it also have that? Like, it's a panopticon?
That's what it seemed like from the one trailer that I saw of it.
Maybe again.
Where
you're probably right.
It gave me the vibe of it's this new thing, and they're moving his family in to try it out, and they hire him to see how their security
because
is.
He was a military.
I mean, probably.
I feel like Dwayne Johnson is ex-military in every
They saw his
movie.
wrestling career, and they're like, he could take down any intruders.
Yep. That part where he was hungry for Poo-Tang pie. Love that rock, classic rock. Anyways.
That's the kind of security we need for our company.
Hotel Transylvania 3, another one, baby.
Why is there another one?
There's a TV show also, so Hotel Transylvania, people love it, loving it.
Can
you imagine how depressing it is? You're working at Sony Animation Studios. Across the room, motherfuckers are making this visionary Spider-Man movie. This Spider-Man movie that looks unbelievable, and you're stuck making Hotel Transylvania 3.
You're busy animating Adam Sandler as a vampire.
He's horny and sad.
Blah. My daughter's Selena Gomez. Blah.
Yeah.
Blah.
My best friend is Goodness Kevin James. Blah. I think he plays a Frankenstein.
I don't know anything about these movies at all.
He's talking to his like coworker in the water cooler. He's like, man, you put in so many hours, and you make like the Smurfs, and it's finally paying off. This Spider-Man, that we're so excited. John, how's your day going to work? I mean, it's just I'm just so happy to be at this company and be able to make this project. Like, how's your going? Like,
Miles Morales, he really is the new vision of comic books, and we're able to bring his story to the masses. But Adam Sandler's on a boat, and he's a vampire.
Danny Sandberg burst in, hey, Johnny, what's up? I'm fucking Selena Gomez in this fucking or whatever. Now they're too young. That's not good.
Gee.
Yeah. Anyways,
speaking of too young,
this movie looks none of the whole Transylvania movies look great. This one looks especially worse.
What do you mean?
There's a video game coming out for it. I'm probably gonna play it. So they're on a boat.
Yeah.
Boat Town,
oh my god. Andy Samberg is in this movie, and they're probably gonna make a. I didn't even think about that.
Oh no!
Oh, that would be. That's because the whole point of that song is it's lazy and dumb.
That's true.
So make it a reference.
Would be fitting.
So make it a reference would be even more lazy and dumb. Because all he would need to be is like, "Hey guys, we're on a boat," and then like there'll be a pause, and the one guy just will go, "I see what you did there,"
and it'll be Ryan.
Oh god, now I have to see this movie so I can make a scene in public. Oh no, you guys got me again. Oh boy. 8th grade, Bo Burnham. He's back?
He never went anywhere.
Exactly.
I love Bo Burnham.
Is that song
so much?
Is I'm on a boat funny again? Because it was funny when it came out, but then a bunch of shitty people, was like, "Oh, I'm on a boat, yeah, I got him." I don't know. Anyways,
well, the thing with that humor, it's so of its time. Like that's very early.
I'm replaying "I'm on a boat" in my head, and it's still very funny.
It's a good gag.
Yeah.
Like, free boat tickets. I'll take Yorba and T-Pain. My 2 friends.
It's like, it could be worse. Lonely Island song. It could be The Creep.
The Creep's not great.
No.
What's another bad Lily Allen song?
The opening to Turtleneck and Chain is the most Ryan song ever in the fucking... I believe it's the opening to Turtleneck and Chain. The one where
yeah,
he knew all that. Hey, yo, my dick looks whatever the fucking shit.
I remember
my
that.
My dick don't work. It's whatever the hell.
I remember liking that.
The most Ryan
I remember
song.
that.
Yeah.
I did like that a lot.
That's very good.
Yo, I'm hard as fuck and I'm doing my taxes.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah.
It's good. Anyways,
Yeah.
8th Grade is a movie, and I don't know much about Bo Burnham. Carrie, you're very passionate about this
I
gentleman.
love Bo Burnham.
You mentioned it. Was he on Lonely Island? You made a joke about. Okay, you made.
Wait, what?
Were you? I thought someone was making a goof because I was talking about
trying to
transition.
Move on
I get it.
to 8th grade, and you were
Podcasting.
like, "No, let's keep talking about the song. I'm on a boat."
I needed to know if
It could
people.
be I'm on a boat because he's Bo Burnham.
Bo.
But yeah, no, Bo Burnham is one of my favorite comedians. I love him, and I am going to unabashedly support anything that he puts his name on. And like, I remember watching The Big Sick, and I didn't care for that movie very much. Like, it was fine, and it was pretty good, but the only parts that I was like, whoa, was when Bo Burnham was in the movie, and I think I texted Ryan, and I was like, Ryan, you didn't fucking tell me that Bo Burnham was in this movie.
So I think I
remember
actually
that.
may have seen a bit. Did he do a bit where he was playing the piano and then?
That's all of his
A lot of
bits.
his bits
okay.
are music related.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember that not being funny, but that was like forever ago. So.
Excuse you.
Sorry. Anyways, but regardless, this movie looks good. So if I remember correctly, it's sort of like a coming of age movie.
Yeah, it follows this one awkward 8th grade girl, and she has a big social media presence, and she does like vlogs and does a bunch of Snapchat stuff. And
Right. I remember.
So it looks good, and there's a lot of praise around it, and I am fully ready to cry at this movie.
Okay. This is put out by.
This is
A24.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
It's gonna be good.
Equalizer 2. 4 years in the making, baby.
I thought Equalizer was
Equalizer have Chloe Grace Moretz?
I don't think so.
I need to do some research
Ryan
very
did.
quick.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Equalizer.
The Equalizer
Okay,
one.
we're Googling it.
Denzel Washington.
riveting
I've
commentary.
never no, it does not have. No, yes, it
Oh,
does.
there she is.
Hey,
That's her
fake
face.
fan, fake gamer
Wow,
girl over
Chloe
here.
Grace Moretz's biggest fan.
Ah.
Didn't see the Equalizer. What a chump.
Anyways,
Can we pause the podcast right now? I'm very upset you did this to me. Call me out for all my fans. They all know me for one thing. Personal shopper, and he's a little obsessed with Chloe Grace Moretz.
I mean, some would say with Kristen Stewart as well.
Yeah, well,
It's not just
Anyone
personal
who knows
shopper.
Ryan would say.
I don't. Anyone who knows even the
But this
littlest
is,
details
but that's
about
like
me.
this is like.
Ryan Lance. Oh, that's that guy who like really likes Kristen Stewart, right? Yeah.
But the Chloe Grace Moretz is like.
But did he just recently see the Twilight movies? Yeah, I know.
What a
it's
fucking
weird.
poser. God, didn't see Equalizer, didn't see Twilight.
Guys,
Do you respect your wives at all?
Guys, I can't be on the podcast anymore. I've
I've been ashamed.
I've been humiliated a little too much.
We don't talk about Ryan Lance after he had that call out post go out about him. He did some problematic stuff.
I have sent several call-out tweets about Ryan.
They're all very funny. I'm very much in support of any and all
the first one
call
was
out.
because you fell asleep during Murder on the Orient Express. The other one was because I was trying to sleep and you wouldn't shut the fuck up about Todd Howard, and I didn't know who the hell that was.
Todd Howard.
Carrie, I have my gamer friends who would understand those references, but it's so much funnier to bother you.
Who the fuck is Todd Howard?
Exactly.
I always thought Todd Howard penetrated the mainstream and how much people like. Todd Howard was trending. Sorry,
Just the name Todd was like at the top of the trending charts. It was so fucking funny.
like if they put Todd Howard in Fortnite, people would
Oh
goddamn
my
lose their
God.
minds. Anyways,
That'd be great.
Unfriended, my good friend Todd Howard, not anymore.
He's back. Dark web.
3 years later, Unfriended is back. The thing with Unfriended though, I think even in 2014, it was because it wasn't Facebook that they mainly communicated with, wasn't it?
It was Skype.
It was all Skype.
We're all on
okay.
Skype.
It was all a Skype call. for
But the
most
whole
part.
incident with the girl who died.
Oh, that
they
was
shared
Facebook.
That was
Yeah.
Facebook, yeah.
Like, not even.
Yeah, what are they gonna do now? No one fucking uses
Exactly.
Facebook
So
anymore.
this seems so
There's gonna be-
outdated.
Well, it's dark web stuff. Like
that's true.
The trailer is this guy found a laptop and he's like, guys, there's some like
Got this laptop I lost and found, and
there's some dark
there's some
stuff
on
yeah.
here. And then the dark web people were like, "Hey, you have my laptop."
Yeah. What I think that's a more interesting
looks like-
topic than Ghost Girl, but I
Probably-
know it's gonna go back to Ghost because
Well, yeah.
that's the whole thing.
Probably because it's the exact same premise, but it reminds me of that one TV show that was on Netflix that you recommended all of us watch, the anthology
Oh,
show.
yes.
Oh,
dark,
yeah.
dark web.
Darknet or something.
Dark web, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That was a good
That's
show.
a great show.
I
That
wish-
is no
they
longer
were really
on
trying
Netflix.
hard to. Yeah, they were really trying. Really?
It's no longer on Netflix.
Yeah,
Where
no,
the fuck
it
can
went
you
off
find it?
Netflix a long time
Where
ago.
is
I
it?
don't think you can.
You
find
can't.
it.
No, which sucks. 'cause
That
it's super awesome.
sucks.
Yeah, that show was cool.
I'm bummed. I'm gonna try and find
sorry.
it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good
But yeah,
show.
It was,
reminds
it was
me-
a Canadian
I
thing.
was.
just don't know what this movie could do that I didn't already see in that show and in any other like dark web things. Like, not that I'm
Did you
expecting
see-
much from a fucking Unfriended
There's
movie, but...
the movie called The Den on Netflix.
Yes, I saw that.
That's also kind of like that.
Yeah,
Oh.
that one's more. The girl is going through chat roulette and she sees.
I didn't
someone-
like that. That was
she
too
sees
real.
Someone being murdered. and
Yeah,
she, like,
that was
keeps
too
trying to-
real. I
Yeah,
did
and
not
then they
like
like
that.
hack into her computer and ruin her
Yeah.
job, and then she gets taken.
Yeah, I
somewhere.
didn't like that. That didn't make me feel good. It was too real.
I watched that movie with a couple friends.
And I was
but,
like, eh.
weird.
Anyways, Mamma Mia, here we go again. If ever there's been like the easiest sequel title, Mamma Mia, here we go again.
I mean, it's pretty good, George.
And I'm pretty sure that
Is
new Lady
it?
Gaga song is for this movie.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways,
don't care what
is
the
Amanda Seyfried back? Whatever happened to
Yes,
Amanda Seyfried?
I think so. This is like a.
I saw it in the trailers. It's like
It's like a prequel.
she's having a baby,
She's gonna have a baby.
but then also like goes like how the mom met the guys.
Yeah, because the girl from Baby Driver is in it, and she
No.
plays young Meryl Streep. But then they're also like in
the dream role for any young
I mean,
actress.
obviously.
Yeah.
And they're also in like Everyone's Coming for the Baby or something, and Cher shows
Whoa.
up, and she's the
I love the
mom.
mother.
Blah.
So this doesn't have Pierce Brosnan, is what you're telling me,
I
probably.
think
I think it has
does.
all the
I think it has all
guys.
the dudes in it. Well, because Pierce Brosnan was the one that she like ended up with at the end of Mamma Mia.
Carrie.
What? If you haven't seen Mamma fucking Mia, stop listening to this podcast right now.
Mamma Mia
and
the
go
movie.
watch it.
Is this like a not canon sequel? Because Mamma Mia is based on a Broadway play. And that,
Oh, I don't know.
because it was called Mamma Mia the movie. So I
Yeah.
don't even know. Whatever.
I
Who
have
gives
no
a
idea.
fuck? Mission Impossible. Tom's back, baby.
Fallout.
We just have to watch.
Todd Howard.
Ah, yeah.
Tom Cruise. I'm about to unleash Skyrim worldwide.
No, you have to watch this movie because this is the movie that has the mustache.
The mustache that changed everything.
Oh yeah, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's mustache.
We have to see the mustache.
It's not even that great of a mustache. Like
How
it just
dare you.
looks like stubble.
That's pretty rude. Yeah, they had to CGI out double
Mm-hmm.
in Justice League, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But
not good. It did not
the
look
only
good.
thing. Oh,
The problem with the
no,
mustache,
obviously
like
not.
the first scene, the first shot of the movie was bad
looks
because
like
it was
he has
just
mush
bad.
mouth. It's like, what are
Yeah.
you talking?
It's what you're saying.
Anyways.
The only thing I know about this movie is that Tom Cruise fucked up his ankle doing one of the stunts.
It finally came to bite him.
They were talking about it on the Graham Norton show, and they had like footage of it, and he was jumping from one building to another, and he like caught the front of his foot on the edge of the building and like broke his ankle, and then just like kept going.
He's a
And
good
then-
worker. that
Yeah,
Tom Cruise.
he ran through the pain.
That's what
But
he
yeah, and
gets.
they played it like from 3 angles and then in slow motion, and Simon Pegg was there, and he's like, "Oh god," because he hadn't seen it yet.
Anyways, I heard good things about it. I've never seen a Mission Impossible movie in my life.
I haven't seen
Me
any of
neither.
them either.
Speaking about DC, Teen Titans go to the movies, baby.
You know what? Actually, people shit on Teen Titans Go, and I did too
You did.
when it first
I
started.
remember
But
this.
like to be fair, Teen Titans Go I think started in the 2013, so we were all still in high school.
That sounds right, but yeah, give or take.
So I feel like
So you're saying you made some decisions.
I
back then.
made some decisions because I was an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, I still
Was.
very much am.
Yeah.
But I'm more of an accepting asshole. George, can you re-edit that to make me sound
Right, yes.
Not like an asshole.
not like an asshole? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll just
But
edit it.
I have no problem with this. I've seen episodes of Teen Titans Go, and for a kid show, it's pretty good actually. Like obviously, it's not like a SpongeBob or like.
It veers off on that, like, this is so random, but I still think it's good.
Yeah, like it's decent, and like I totally understand why it's marketed as like Cartoon Network's like big show, like that's like their show right now.
Yeah, my big thing with that thing was always like I always put off by by the haters for that because it was just a bunch of people like the old show used to be serious and it used to be about something and this is just dumb baby, like it just felt like gatekeeping.
Yeah,
That's fair. Yeah.
but like my argument still is like that show was gone, and it's not like they would have ever
and they
brought
didn't
it back
finish
for real.
it on Cartoon Network. They released the episodes later. I felt.
No, they
Really?
finished it. They just did the movie. The movie was already like set in stone.
Oh right.
And then the movie was the last of it. And then the show had like a weird cliffhanger.
You
thing.
sure?
Yeah.
I could have sworn I saw
Because
the last episode
the
of Teen
show
Titans.
ended with like the Doom Patrol stuff, and then the last episode was like he re-met Tara and she was back alive and she had no memories.
Spoiler.
And they just kind of wrapped that up very quickly, and it was very not great.
Yeah.
I thought.
I don't know. I feel like looking back, I think that's a fairly decent message of like not of like letting go and that like for a kid show, obviously.
Also, I think that Terra, honestly, looking back on it, the whole Terra Beast Boy stuff kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, really, it was just like a bunch of. I think it resonated with a lot of folks who watching Titans because it was just like, oh, Beast Boy is such a good guy. Why doesn't Terra hook up with him?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I'd watch Teen Titans Go, sure.
My thing is, like, Teen Titans was dead, and they brought it back with all the same voice actors, which is awesome, and, like, just a silly, different thing. And they do a lot of interesting, like, jokes, meta-wise, that I think works for the context of this new show. And I think with the movie, they'd be able to do more interesting stuff with that, and I have no problem with that. I don't know if I'll see it. I'll probably see it, like, eventually.
Yeah. I don't love.
It wouldn't be on Netflix. This would be on like DC's new streaming thing.
Oh yeah, hell
which
yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh.
I don't love Will Arnett. Anyways.
Also, you know what is on DC's new streaming thing? The Titans live-action TV show. Have you seen things of that? Have you not heard that at all?
No.
It's just called Titan. It's just called Titans.
Sounds
it's a
bad.
live-action Teen Titans. It only has Robin, Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire.
Sounds bad.
There's no Cyborg, but he's a
movie
guy now. And there's stills of it. It looks pretty rough. Like, Robin looks fine, but Starfire...
I think I've seen a still of this.
Starfire has, like, a weird wig thing going on.
I remember it looked like a fake thing.
It looked like a fake thing. Beast Boy especially looked rough because they didn't dye his skin green. His hair was just green. He just looked like a guy with green hair. And that's pretty bad.
Sounds like the Dragon Ball evolution of adaptations.
Yeah.
We should watch. I haven't seen Dragon Ball Evolution. I don't even remember anything about that movie.
That's supposed to be one of the worst movies of all time.
Have you
right?
seen Dragon Ball Evolution?
I avoided it deeply.
We should watch Dragon Ball
We
Evolution.
should. That would be a great.
I should watch it too, not knowing anything.
Oh
about
my god,
Dragon
that would be the
Ball.
best viewed experience of all time.
Anyways, with that, that's everything that's coming out in July, and that's a lot of stuff that we would be interested or happen to go watch.
I feel like we're going to see The Purge. I really want to see 8th Grade and Sorry to Bother You.
Yes, and I think there's a chance I might see Skyscraper.
Oh yeah, and I feel obligated to see Unfriended just because.
No, Unfriended. That's no.
That's the only lock
We're
on this list.
we're writing that up as a podcast on our taxes in the pod.
I'm
yeah.
so excited for the crowd that's also going to come out to watch Unfriended.
bitch.
Great people.
Yeah, there was a lot of teenagers in that crowd.
Oh yeah, they were having the time of their lives.
Like, this is so scary. Oh.
No, I'm playing Fortnite. Yeet.
Oh yeah, I remember after we saw Unfriended, there were so many people who I heard a person like, I can't go on Facebook anymore. I'm so scared. And I was like,
Good.
bitch, really? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Man, the world's funny. Anyways, that's a podcast if I ever heard one.
Yep, that is.
I was going to say if I ever saw one. But it's a
This is an
podcast.
audio medium.
My audio.
Good.
I'm glad. You know, we always end the podcast.
Super
strong.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Movies Are Real. A lot more positive, I feel. Somewhere in the middle. I wasn't a fan of Jurassic World, but you know, it is what it is. Hereditary is a good movie. You can find me at jcruzalvarez26. Ryan, where can people find you?
At fryingpans on Twitter.com.
Carrie, where can the folks find you?
If you so desire, you can find me at KAR_E Lyles, LYLES.
So, until the next episode, we got a lot of shit to watch. Skyscraper, I'm just fucking thrilled. Can't wait. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's family, I hope he gets to them. I mean, I would hate to see something bad happen to The Rock.
George, I hate to break, but I guarantee you he will find his family.
I mean, we'll have to watch.
You don't know that, Brian.
I have to watch Skyscraper. Until then, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.